What happens when ICE shows up to your door after 23 years and you still decide to wave the flag of the man who sent them? Let's find out.
Those Trump flags staying up tonight.
Yeah, those flags staying up. This family still supports Donald Trump despite their mom being detained. The final moments home for an Iranian woman detained by immigration agents.
Thank you.
A mother Monday going inside to say bye to her 4 kids.
She came and kissed the kids and that was it. That's the last time I saw her.
A proud President Trump supporting family in Diamond Bar.
Election time was here. I had a full 3-4 flags out.
Even while their mom faces immigration questions. Has your opinion changed on this?
That's a good question. Somewhat it has, just because I'm going through it. I was very selfish before. Well, what I see right now is, okay, there's a reason for it.
Arthur Sahakian's wife, Arpaneh, was born in Iran and moved to the United States when she was 3 as a refugee.
She cashed a check, I believe it was less than $200, and this is all where it started.
Then, about 15 years ago, her green card was revoked over a conviction related to theft.
It's all misdemeanor stuff.
Arthur says they've been going through the legal process towards regaining citizenship with check-ins every 6 months or so.
She just went in April, and they said, okay, you're fine. You know, have a good day. We'll see you back in September or October.
Then last week, the United States bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran, increasing tensions and concerns of Iranian sleeper cells retaliating in the U.S.
I'm very for of them seeing the Iranian nationals because of the sleeper cells. I understand that.
Federal sources tell Fox News that more than 130 Iranian nationals were detained in the U.S. this last week.
I think it will resolve a lot of issues because we will know exactly who's in here for what reasons. Even though I miss her dearly, but I think we could do a better job of, you catch someone, you see they're national, and do a background real quick and see if they have ties to the community and ties to families over here, and let them go.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm on the list to be going to a different facility.
Arpaneh speaking with us on the phone, uncertain about her future. Any regrets with your vote?
None. Still supporting him.
While her family continues showing support for President Trump, hoping their mom comes home soon.
Trump is not trying to do anything bad. We understand what he's doing, and he wants the best for the country.
Convicted of a theft charge, then detained by ICE. And instead of screaming oppression, her husband said, keep the flag up. That's not delusion, that's respect. He understands you don't reward lawbreaking with citizenship, even when the system touches your home. You don't abandon the truth, you stand on it. This ain't about race, it's about the rule of law. And this man gets it more than half of Congress, let's be honest. Let's be completely honest about that. But for those who are still holding on to the he's been here for so long excuse, let me show you exactly why that doesn't matter.
Perez reacting after his father, Gerardo Granados, arrested just before 9 this morning.
Your dad, his immigration status.
Anything you want to take?
Documents and papers to be in the U.S.
You want to give him...
Perez says his father was already outside when immigration and customs enforcement agents came to his home. On video, you can see and hear agents ask Renato a series of questions before handcuffing him, patting him down, and then taking him away. Perez says what hurts is that his father has been in the country for 23 years after leaving Mexico. You have people who are going to say, your father was undocumented, so the next process would be deportation. What do you say to that?
I said, I understand that. But the whole point of these deportations happening is because of the rise of crime. Somebody who's never committed a crime is now being treated at the same level as a criminal. Like, there should be some separation of process, some due process.
Perez.
Wow. 23 years in this country and still no effort to fix your status. Sorry to tell you, but that's not misfortune. That's entitlement. And now the family's upset that I showed up. He wasn't undocumented for just a few months. He chose to ignore the law for 2 decades, over 2 decades. I mean, you can work hard, raise kids, and be peaceful, but if you're here illegally, you're still illegal. That's not cruelty. That's called, what I learned in school, cause and effect. Same thing. The law doesn't owe you a pass because you overstayed your welcome. And while ICE is doing what it's supposed to do, guess what police are stuck doing in California? Y'all not going to believe this. Not chasing criminals, not backing ICE. They're babysitting the public to keep them from attacking the federal agents.
You guys, we're live from Linda Vista, California, where they're abducting civilians who are innocent and who have done nothing wrong. They've already taken 3 people. San Diego PD is assisting Border Patrol with this operation today.
All we're here for is scene security. We have not made any immigration arrests. California law does not allow us to do that. Okay. California law does permit us to assist them when officer safety issues arise, such as them getting surrounded. We can come and make sure members of the public are not assaulting them or interfering in their investigation.
Okay.
We are
Thank
not
you so
making
much.
immigration arrests.
You're not making any arrests. You're just protecting them so they can do their duties.
That is a federal law. We can't enforce.
Take off your mask. Show your faces. This guy wants to take a picture of me but won't identify himself. Yeah, go walk away. Scared, right? Yeah, get my picture. I don't care. I really do not care. I really do not care at all if you guys get me on video because I'm already all over social media using my voice, spreading awareness to what you guys are doing. You're kidnapping innocent families. It is not right what you are doing. You guys, we're live from Linda Vista, California.
So the officer, he makes it clear. He said, we're not able to make immigration arrests. California law doesn't allow it. We're here to ensure ICE doesn't get assaulted by the public. Did you hear that? ICE is doing their job, and the cops are there to protect ICE from the mobs. Wow. Let that sink in, man. The public isn't scared to break the law. They're bold enough to interfere with a federal operation. This is the result of soft Democrat leadership, man. Cops can't enforce. They shield the enforcers. California basically handcuffed their own police. They let the public get so lawless that ICE needs bodyguards to do what should be routine. But not every citizen, not everyone is out there asleep. Watch what happens when one man gives ICE the exact blueprint to clean house.
Take her. You're doing a good job. Real talk, I'm the one that sent y'all the email to come over here. Yeah. Hey, around the... ICE is not playing. Woo! You don't want to mess with them, bro. You do not. If y'all went to the second light and make a right, at that second light, there's a whole park full of them.
Second light? Right?
Yeah. First light, the light, 76 gas station, make a right. When you get to a first light, there's a whole park right there, a whole bunch of them just full of them with tents and all that.
All
right. Yeah, get them up out of here. Woo, man, ICE is not playing.
Now, the integrity of this guy, we can question that or whatever the case in terms of what context may have led, in terms of theorizing what context may have led him to want to do this. But let's just state what we got from this. He didn't do too much. He gave ICE turn-by-turn directions, though. Go past the gas station. He said, go under the bridge. There's a whole lot of them over there. I can say that's what it looks like when Americans get tired of excuses. You can definitely say that on one hand. No fear, just facts. While blue states call it snitching. Hey, man, I'm sure some of them business owners and everybody calling it cleanup. Now, this isn't, don't try to crossroad this with homeless people. We're talking about criminals, that's it. You know, but basically he's saying if the government won't protect the neighborhood, he will. And just when you think that was bold, wait till you see why ICE showed up next. The classic Home Depot. That's right. The hardware store, day labor corners just got cleaned out, y'all. Just look.
A chaotic scene as U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents chase after and detain at least half a dozen people at this Home Depot Monday on San Fernando Road in Cypress Park. Community members trying to gather names and birth dates from those being taken into custody in unmarked vehicles.
Había gente que estaban, ellos cuando la agarraron.
Alfredo Coronella says when the agents grabbed people, they were hitting people with brute force.
Fuerza bruta, pues.
They snatched her. She gone.
Witnesses say they took a woman who had been here in this parking lot under the freeway selling tacos.
They got the lady who sells tacos down here under the bridge. They got her too.
Diamond Cruz says the agents who arrived in several vans grabbed some of the people she'd been sitting with.
They just rolled up and they snuck up behind them, chased them, and just grabbed whoever they can. They grabbed two of my friends that were sitting right here.
So insane to me. Chloe says she rushed down here to the Home Depot to try and help as many people as she could or protest when she heard about the raid.
I've been volunteering to help bring food to people. I've been trying to just respond if there is something nearby the community. It feels wrong not to be there because it could happen to anybody.
One man says he saw some of these workers run into this job center set up here in the Home Depot parking lot to use it as a safe haven as they were being chased by the federal agents.
They came through the homeless camp right around the corner from the Home Depot.
Witnesses say they took people from this nearby homeless encampment and detained a man who had been sitting in this chair near the store protesting ICE. In a statement, Home Depot said, "We aren't notified that ICE activities are going to happen, and in many cases, we don't know that arrests have taken place until after they're over. We're required to follow all federal and local rules and regulations in every market where we operate. But these sudden enforcement actions are leaving entire communities on edge."
Now, I have to admit, this is a clip that we showed in a previous video. However, the purpose of me applying it to this video is because as I was building it, I realized that the previous clip was connected to this one. And I was like, well, I wouldn't be doing my job right if I didn't show the full context. So, boom. That was the aftermath of what we just seen in the prior clip. This isn't just about criminals, though. It's about illegal systems that undercut legal workers, ignore permits, and leave cities looking like open air markets. And for what? A few tacos under the table type gigs. If you operate in the shadows, don't cry when the spotlight hits you, man. These raids aren't injustice, it's accountability. But here's the part that really burns. One of the loudest voices calling Trump and DHS not welcome is a man who entered this country illegally himself. You can't make this up.
Donald Trump, Kristi Noem are not welcome in Los Angeles, Southeast Los Angeles, Long Beach, or anywhere else in our communities. They are causing terror to people here, and they are kidnapping and arresting people with no criminal records. In addition, this massive bill that is in front of the Congress right now only supercharges the terror that could happen here in Los Angeles and across Southeast LA. It will double the amount of detention opportunities for Donald Trump and Kristi Noem. And please understand, these centers right now, people are in these detention centers with no due process, which is illegal under the Constitution, little access to attorneys or help, and many are actually saying that they're not getting enough food or water or support. These are horrific conditions that must end. I'll also say this community deserves justice, and we're going to make sure on the Oversight Committee and as leaders that everyone that's responsible will be held accountable.
Garcia, an illegal immigrant who got to stay under amnesty, now sits in Congress using that platform to tell people enforcing the law to get out. That's not courage, that's betrayal, y'all. He broke in, got rewarded, and now lectures the rest of us. The Democratic Party, It's full of characters, man, who benefit from the system, tear it down once they get a seat at the table. But if you think this agenda reflects the American people, shout out to Scott Jennings on CNN. He does not get paid enough.
I don't accept the projections on this, number one. Number two, it is not unpopular. It is not unpopular to invest in ICE. It is not unpopular to give this agency what it needs to deport violent criminals. It is not unpopular to make sure illegal aliens are not getting welfare. It is not unpopular to take able-bodied Americans who are not doing anything, who are choosing not to work. It's not unpopular to say, we're not paying for your welfare when we're asking everybody else to get up and go to work. These are popular provisions, as is no tax on tips, as is keeping the tax rates low. You keep talking about the popularity of the bill. Individual provisions are exactly how Trump won the national popular vote. It will work if they run the play.
But it's currently not working, and that's why you have 4 no votes currently happening, because
you don't know why they're voting no. You don't know what their motivations are, and they may flip.
They're voting no because they don't agree with the bill. They're voting no because
they may have individual questions.
But
the vast majority of the Republicans know this is the play the president has called.
They have had plenty of time to convince and to get their caucus in order.
Not that
to
much.
Vote
It
for
just
the
came
bill.
over from the Senate the other day.
And they
Cutting taxes, deporting illegals, blocking welfare from non-citizens. That's not controversial if you ask me. That is common sense. Wouldn't you agree? Common sense. Shout out to Jennings, man. He said it straight. This is how Trump won. But Democrats would much rather lose the country than admit the truth, this cat, you know. And just when a policy actually worked, just when border crossings dropped 99%, the system found a way to sabotage it. Trump shuts the border, crossings plummet, and a judge appointed by Obama, this guy, strikes it down. Why? Because the results always threaten the narrative. The left needs chaos. Illegal immigration isn't a crisis to them. It's a currency. And every time we get close to restoring order, they call it unconstitutional. They stayed here illegally, and they knew the risk. And in that first clip, when I showed up, he didn't protest. He saluted, basically. And that's the story that you're not supposed to see. That's what you won't see. And that's the kind of truth that destroys liberal laws. Y'all be safe. Go check with somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.